On a quiet mountaintop near Albuquerque, New Mexico, a special place awaits those who hear its call. It is said that there is a thinning of the veil here, doorways to higher dimensions and other realms. This is Tosa Ranch, and many who visit here say that all of this is true. Best-selling authors Sri Ramka and Kira Ra are the guardians of this land. Their metaphysical philosophies find harmony here, and people from all walks of life are drawn here for reasons all their own. Most people seem to agree. There is something special about Tosa Ranch.
You come to Tosa, you start feeling those fifth dimension energies. It's just, when you walk to the labyrinth, it's just, it's awesome. The energy is just like lifting you, just right away. When you start walking on the ranch, it's just like, wow, this is beautiful.
Well, when you come to Tosa Ranch, you literally get to step into the fifth dimension, and that is a wonderful opportunity, and you know what the fifth dimension is like, even if you hadn't known before.
On this Sunday, a small group of people came to Tosa for 2 events. Sri and Kira hosted a potluck lunch, during which Kira Ra did an ensoulment session, conveying messages from the archangelic realm.
How much energy do you spend reading about how to attract, learning how to attract, out focusing on how to attract, paying attention to how you should attract, writing little sentences about how you should attract, talking to others about attracting, repeating your sentences? When that energy is freed from your energy field, all there is the divine, perfection, abundant being that you are.
The other event was the dedication of a new teepee. The teepee is symbolic of a fusion of culture. It even bears the images of the eagle and condor as part of its motif.
As we join together, we feel the love of community pulsing through our hands. We feel the gift of divine union all through us. We consecrate the energy of this sacred space. We welcome all beings from every dimension, from every space, from anywhere at any time to always find safe passage here.
The event was shared by all of the group, and the core meaning of it all was the loving energy being shared by everyone. After taking a tour of the ranch and finding many secret spots, each conveying a different feeling and energy, I spent some time with Sri and Kira talking about Tosa.
Yeah, so this is, this spiral labyrinth is actually a recreation of a crop circle that was found outside of Stonehenge.
Oh, wow.
And it's an exact geometric proportion to that crop circle. And of course, the sacred giant Merkaba that's in the middle of it actually goes down 5 more feet into the ground and sits on several different crystal grids.
That's incredible.
Isn't that beautiful?
I walked that last night, and it's definitely a powerful experience.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have planted little trees all over the property, you know, and it's like you stumble upon these places that are placed in different spots, and they all seem to have a different energy.
That's exactly right.
And so it's really neat to explore that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and we're delighted you discovered it, because there's many areas that are actually swirling energy, which is really a reminder that our universe is a tapestry of energies. And so when we can relax and just feel what's going on around us, it expands us to enjoy life more.
One of the things, like we just passed our lion there, and you notice the crystals, those are actually Himalayan crystal clusters right there. And he was actually at the behest of the archangelic realm that talked about how we're at the time of enlionment. A time of, exactly. And of course, and then our beautiful Kuan Yin here, and then we have angel gardens and grottos and many different portals all throughout the property, as you're starting to discover.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
In the dark of the night, I set out to discover the magic of Tosa for myself. What happened to me was an experience I'll never forget.
I'd seen pictures of the pyramid on the website, I'd seen pictures of the path along the ley lines, and so naturally I had to walk it myself. So in the dark of the night, it was one of my first destinations here at Tosa, and I walked up the path with the little solar powered lights, and it was really cool. You had a feeling like you were in some ancient ceremony walking towards a temple. It was really kind of neat. So your imagination runs wild and your flights of fancy are just delightful. So I'd get up to the pyramid and I spent some time there. And one of the things that I did was I stood directly under the top of the pyramid, and I also was playing with aligning with some stars. Star, crystal at the top of the pyramid, my body. So I was shifting around inside the area of the pyramid. And I spread myself out and once again reaffirmed my commitment to the universe to do its bidding and to be here to, you know, basically bring to life whatever the universe wants me to contribute to the planet. And it was then that I just felt a complete opening of my heart, and my vibration level, I really felt like it kicked up. It's like you start to begin to, or you begin to have a sense of weightlessness almost, is the way I would describe it. And the clouds started making shapes, and I just went into this thing where I was just seeing things on a whole different level. And, you know, was it imagination? Well, sure, but it was also a very real thing, a very transformative energy that is happening here at the ranch. And so that was my first experience of really, really lifting. And I was building on, of course, 2 days here. And so I didn't realize it until I left the property, but I'd been kind of lifting ever since I arrived here at Tosa. When I went down to Walmart, or I went down to the steakhouse at the end of the road and saw the guys drinking beer and eating chicken wings, I wasn't really there. It's like I was watching it. It was a film. And I realized coming back to Tosa from Walmart, even before I came and had my experience with the pyramid, that I couldn't really go back there. And I don't know what's going to happen when I leave here, but I know that this experience here at Tosa is probably just another catalyst along my personal journey and preparing me for the work that I'm here to do. During the second night I was here, I came out to some of the spots that I'd already discovered, including this bench. And one of the things that happened here at this bench is after I'd spent some time under the pyramid, I came to this bench and I recited the affirmation that is spelled out on this bench. And as I was staring off into space, I really felt a strong activation of my third eye. Now, for me, that was quite an experience because I hear about this stuff all the time, and certainly I talk to a lot of people that talk about these experiences, but very rarely am I affected to the point where I really have this type of experience myself. And I felt a very, very strong activation right here in this part of my head. And in front of me, I saw a diamond shape that literally obscured my view. In other words, inside this diamond shape, everything was blurry and wavy, and I'm convinced that I was seeing a dimensional doorway, a portal, and my third eye was definitely activated. I could feel it in the top of my head, and reality became surreal.
Is Tosa Ranch truly a doorway, a portal, a place of special and mystical energy? Well, I experienced something mystical, but then again, Sri and Kira have that effect on a lot of people. As I left Tosa Ranch, the universe seemed to be sending messages. A raven circled nearby. I could feel its presence, a kind of acknowledgement of universal connection. As I arrived back in Sedona, I was greeted by a rainbow, and it looked especially beautiful.